The thoughts, views, and opinions expressed by the hosts are for entertainment purposes only and do not necessarily reflect those of RJV Media Lab, Inc., its affiliates, or sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Them boys ain't cutting up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
boys and girls, children of all ages,
welcome to another illustrious episode 50, of Cutting Up with your boys. Boy D in the place to be.
Elroy, Jason, ready for blast off, y'all.
And on them ones and two, we got that boy C Murder.
Ducked off in the back.
What to do, my boy?
Man, trying to stay cool and out the way.
Yeah, dog. It is hotter than the devil's deodorant outside, my boy.
Hotter than the devil's kitchen.
Yeah. It is a task to stay cool out here. And it's because I think a lot of that pop-up rain we be getting to, though.
Man, once again, I'd rather have the pop-up rain because my thing is, if it didn't have the pop-up rain, it probably get hotter, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt about that. That ain't no diggity, no diggity.
Pop-up rain is what helps cool it off at night, but, you know.
It still make it a little worse, though, because that's the humidity.
Yeah.
You know, once it get humid, you know what I'm saying?
That ain't going nowhere, man.
You battling that.
That ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. So that humidity, you know, as long as you can stay out there, as long as you stay out that sun, you know, I think you'll be all right.
Yeah. Be out there as less as possible. But what it do? How's your day been going for you? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, good day, you know what I'm saying? National holiday for all of us gamers because of the release of NCAA 26. So, know it's going to be a lot of users going in there. Played a couple games myself. So, it is.
Haven't gotten it yet, but I plan on getting it due to the fact of what you were saying last session about, you know, smaller schools like HBCUs being able to get a piece of the pie. So I do plan on getting it and playing with my Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
I think they all own. I have to check and see. I don't know if they own it. I had to check and see. I think they do got the HBCUs on. I hadn't looked and see.
You haven't checked.
I hadn't looked and see. I know like UAB and stuff like that on there.
Hopefully
they're
on there. You know
so,
what I'm saying? But either way it goes.
But
like,
any of your small schools. You know, any of your small schools, because I'm like a lot of people are trying to do small schools because it'll happily, you know, build them up, and it gives you a lot of ways to kind of build a franchise on there instead of kind of starting with the best, and you know what I mean? Because it is a couple little new things on there. So all y'all, yeah, you know what I'm saying. You get to build something from the bottom up, and they teach you how to play a little bit better. You know,
played against or played with Colorado?
No, I played 2 games. I played the Iron Bowl first. I played with Auburn. Won that 30-29. Then I played
1 point.
Yeah,
really? It was that. It was like
it was a good one though, bro. Because like I said, it's a new game. You know what I mean? So it's a lot different. The defense, you know, they jump routes a little different. That's what I'm
finna just ask you: is the defense better? Because last year it was more of arcade style to me, where it was just easy to score.
Yeah, that's how it was from the beginning. It was so bad that they had to patch the spin move within like 2 weeks of the game releasing because the spin move was so OD. You know what I mean?
I didn't like it because it's like if you are a real gamer and that's your job, like you know how to do the glitch moves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they had a lot of glitch moves.
Well, I ain't gonna say it was glitch move. Because they patched the glitch move. Because the glitch move was the spin move with old boy from Georgia, Etienne, and old boy from Judkins from Ohio State.
Gotcha.
So they passed that within like 2 weeks of the game coming out. So it got to kind of, you know, give you a little better, you know, not giving you a full advantage with that. But it is giving you a little bit with the quarterback new package to be able to break out the pocket. So, you know, y'all check that out. Definitely play with your school.
Well, since you jumped on entertainment, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I want to.
Little sports entertainment, you know what I'm saying?
I want to throw in a little more entertainment. This is like the most exciting month when it comes to movies of the summer.
You think so? Okay.
And I'm bringing that up
because you watch it?
The most anticipated DC movie pretty much of all time is coming out this week. And I'm saying that due to the fact that
oh no.
At
you
the
ain't
end
gonna give
of
me
the day,
no all time, dog.
No, it's dude. dude.
Yeah, I think you're a Superman lover.
No,
bro.
no, man, what, bro? I'm a Batman.
I know you're a
fanatic.
Superman. I mean, but
I look, no. And I'm a geek, and I'm proud to say, like, I'm one of the ones where I like everybody. I like all the main characters, but I can go a little deep. See, like, I know some characters that some people don't. You know what I'm saying?
that's comic book characters. When you have to get a little deeper when you get to that part.
Did you know Swamp Thing was a DC character?
Yeah.
So,
you know, that's an old character. Because that movie came as a TV show.
But see, that's why I'm excited, because they're bringing everybody out. They're trying to introduce you to everybody in the DC.
Remember, DC
universe.
was the ones who had the actual shows. My Batman had a real TV show.
Well,
Swamp Thing was. I'm talking about where it was people playing it, not a cartoon. Hulk had a real one.
Yeah, Hulk had one.
Batman had a real one. You know what I'm saying? So they was not a cartoon, but real people were playing it. You know, remember the pow, beans, black, and all that.
Going back to the movie, I'm pretty much excited because, in my opinion, we have not had a Superman movie that does his character any justice. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's the plot, not the movie. You will say, I guess say that.
Both. You know what I'm saying? Because
plot made the movie.
Technically, you had some movies that were too dark. You had some movies where he seemed to be more man than, alien. It's like it's real hard. But in all honesty, I'm hearing great things about it, and I'm very excited because, in my opinion, I think DC with this movie can possibly like take over.
What?
Yeah, because in my opinion, Marvel has fallen off, and they really haven't given us a great movie in a while, and that's probably because of like being
Dark
spoiled. No, I'm talking about Marvel.
Oh, okay.
Marvel, you have to go back to Endgames. I mean,
you talking about like Avengers and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, Marvel.
Oh, like I go Infinity War and all that stuff too. Hey, but that'll be a conversation to another day.
But that was the end of that. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's why I'm saying they haven't really made a good movie since that. You know what I'm saying? But if you come out and you bring out this Superman movie, and it is pretty much everything that you could want from an actual Superman movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seeing him do other things because of special effects, things that they weren't able to do. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I'm pretty much excited about that. You know what I mean? Like, that's all. I mean, I just want to say something about that since you said something about entertainment. But we can roll right on into it, my brother. Okay,
just to jump into it, we'll keep it to it. We'll just do it. It's been a lot of movement in the NBA. It's NBA frenzy. So we'll go with the most recent thing, which is didn't get a chance to get this one. Then you got Magic inking Paulo Banchero. Big dude, boy. 5-year, $239 million max rookie extension. Could reach up to $287 million depending on the incentives.
Gotcha.
So, got a big money moves. The biggest thing that I think we have is Damian Lillard being released.
Oh, well, since then, Damian Lillard since the last session. Damian Lillard has been released. And the Lakers have signed DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton, you have...
They were speculating last session, but it hadn't happened. But.
Right. Now we also have Jordan Clarkson has officially signed his deal with the New York Knicks. So that's another pickup with them. You have
that could be good if he comes to play. I mean, he's a streaky shooter in my opinion, but he's a shooter that they don't have and an extra shooter that they definitely need. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. Then you got Clint Capella signed his 3-year, $21 million deal back with his Rockets, second stint with the Rockets. I think that's going to solidify them, especially having they got Steven Adams too, bro. You know what I mean? He used to play all that, so I think they got him coming out of the bench. So I think that solidifies they, center situation. Then you got Kevon Looney, long-time Golden State Warrior. I didn't even know he had been there for 10 years. Signed a 2-year, $16 million deal with the New Orleans Pelicans.
Got all the rings, though.
Yeah. I think he missed one. I don't think he
been here 10 years. Yeah, he got
15. Yeah, you right on that one. Just 2015. Yeah, you right on that one. Then you got Brook Lopez. He left Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And he's now a Clipper. Or whatever Jane now, $18 million 2 years.
I mean, that could help the Clippers due to the fact that he can spread the floor and help them shooting wise, but we're still talking about the Clippers.
We still talking about the motherfucking Clippers, so we not even going to go there. Right. Also, we got the Lakers losing Doral Finney-Smith.
Right.
To the also Houston Rockets. He signed a 4-year, $52 million deal, got him some chains got dropped. So I definitely think that solidified them having KD, Fred VanVleet, the twin. Then you got Sengun. Then you got Capella. Yeah, they got Wild Wild West, man. We're gonna get into the Wild Wild West a little bit more, but like I said, we did get Jordan Clarkson. He signed with the Knicks. Giannis wasn't too pleased about your boy getting dropped, so I don't know. Because they did sign Myles Turner. Myles Turner did sign with the Bucks for a year, $107 million deal. I don't think
that's enough, though, because like I said, they don't have any shooters whatsoever around them. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
None whatsoever. So I think, in my opinion, I think it's over with for Milwaukee. And I think that you still got a lot of signings that can happen. And you know what I'm saying? Like the Lakers, in my opinion, still need one more shooter to actually be that team that can actually, you say, can compete against Houston,
Dallas, OKC,
and OKC,
Minnesota. Still, I'm kind of out on them.
For them. I think the Lakers right now have enough to beat them. My problem.
Denver got weaker. I don't know.
Right,
you know what I'm
saying.
So,
Like everybody else, the Lakers can beat other than those three that you named. Those three that you named, they can be competitive, and I think they have a chance because of LeBron and Luka. But both of them have to be healthy, and the supporting cast has to be playing as good as what they were in that short period of time when he first got there. You know what I'm saying? So
because speaking of what I said about the Nuggets traded Michael Porter Jr. and an unprotected first-round pick to the Brooklyn Nets for Cam Johnson.
But technically, that's
younger though. They get a younger and he's a scorer. Player. He's a better scorer.
Better scorer. So technically, I think that they got a little better.
Then something recent, I think this was the day Miami Heat are acquiring guard Norman Powell from the Los Angeles Clippers in a 3-team trade that also includes the Utah Jazz. Clippers will receive John Collins in the deal, while forward Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson and a 2027 second-round pick go to the Jazz. Why am I still hearing Kevin Love's name in trade talk? Wow. I'm talking about easy.
I thought that was like a misprint.
No, I thought it was too. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, man. Kevin Love still in getting traded, bro. He
quick
like 60.
Hitter for you in basketball. Quick hitter.
What you got?
In your opinion,
okay,
who gives the Lakers more this season? Dalton Connect or Bronny James?
Honestly,
and I know it's early. I know that Dalton Connect played better last year, but just going on what we have seen thus far in year 2 from the both of them.
Because it's looking like two ways now, because Bronny looks like the better player now.
All right.
You know what I mean? All around.
Look
know,
like
his first
caught up to the game.
Right, because his first game, he definitely looked, dominant. Like he got his confidence, got his feet under himself, you know what I mean? So he good, making good moves. And Connect looked like he didn't look connected. He didn't connect.
Step back.
You know what I'm saying? Like he took a step back. Maybe because he didn't get a lot of playing game. He didn't play a lot.
The last couple of games that I did see him play in, like he was more just 3-point shot happy. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't see him having that all-around game that he had when he first came and started playing. I think he had like a 31-point game when Bron wasn't in there. And
that was he was bumming them threes. I think he had like 7 threes.
Yeah, he was hot. So, but he wasn't hot just by coming off the bench and just straight shooting from that 3-point line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I just think that with him, man, with players like that, being in college, you don't get a lot of move. You know what I'm saying? You move a lot, and you don't play a lot of games. You don't play as much as you play in the NBA. I think he didn't take a bigger step forward as he could have, being that he was limited with his playing minutes on how JJ did the lineup this season. You know what I mean? So I wasn't surprised in him not being as further along as a kid like LeBron like Bronny, because, kid like that gonna already be able to accept the spotlight. The spotlight ain't gonna be there. He been there since day one. His daddy LeBron, so, and he was the first son. So he knew he was gonna be the most, because you the first one. Just like how I think it's the same way how they did with the Melos. Remember LaMelo, when he the first one, he was the one that got the biggest target on it because his daddy. Daddy kind of chilled out. Second son had a chance to come in and play. He didn't have a target on him. So I think the other kid, he's going to go to Arizona committed. Let's see how he do in college, because that's where Bryce going. So he'll be at Arizona. Let's see how he make it. Then I know he'll be out of there. That's why I said LeBron James play this season, one more season to get it. If he can get Bryce up there, you can cancel it. That'll be it for him.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? So, also, Pacers confirmed that that guard Halliburton will not play a minute next season. Good move, or what you think?
Great move.
Yeah, with that ACL, it's always a year. You know what I mean? It's always a year in reference to getting strength, not even mobility. I think it's just getting confidence and strength and getting back into that leg. You know what I mean? So I think that is a good move for them. Be like you said when we spoke earlier, especially with him being their face of their team, face of the franchise. Don't do like the Embiid and kind of how they been kind of rushing him back.
Yeah, take
like
your time.
Trust the actual process and let him come back in the proper time. You know what I mean? And be as stronger than what he was when he left. So I definitely believe that's a good move. One more thing, kind of backtrack. Dame. My sources say Dame is meeting with Boston in the next couple of days, either the day or tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to say that he's coming to Boston, but I know he's interested in coming to Boston. You know what I mean? And I think him and Tatum has been in communication in reference to them possibly rehabbing same injury. I know Dame was rehabbing in Portland. I'm pretty sure probably he'll go to Portland because he want to be close to his kids. So if that's the case, you'll probably see Tatum head to Portland and do that if he becomes that. So my thought on that, can't really think much about it because it's so far off. You know what I mean? Just like Tatum coming back, all-star breaker early, you know what I'm saying? You ain't really trying to rush him neither, face of the franchise. Mm-hmm. So, you're going to take the time on that. So, you just kind of see how that pan out. Not too much excitement because you never know how you're going to come back off of that injury. You know what I mean? So, older Dame Lillard, it ain't 5 years ago, Dame. So, we'll see. You know what I mean? Yeah. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, we'll see what it is on that part.
Biggest question, in my opinion, is where will Greek Freak go? Because, I mean, like I said, and going back to what you just said about another player that you just named, Phoenix. Bradley Beal. I mean,
where he laying at? Because he want to be out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what
but his contract's so big, though.
A lot, you know what I'm saying? Well, the thing about Bradley Beal is this. He done got his money. He already know that at the end of the day, he's getting paid too much money. It's time for you to come off the bench and get paid like at least half or 75% of what they done gave you.
Oh no, you saw them contracts in the NBA are guaranteed. So once they sign, you getting that money.
I feel what you're saying.
Just like that's why Dame, they bought him out. So he's going to get his money broke down over 5 years. I think it's a little over $23 million. He going to get paid, and the next team gets a chance to bring him in under like the veteran minimum for like $5 to $7 million just to give him some because he already getting paid from them for the next 5 years.
That's right.
So, just like I was saying, quick hit on you. Give me your Eastern Conference Finals matchup, Western Conference Finals matchup.
Man, you full of shit. Eastern, I'm going to go with...
Yeah, because you got to look
Eastern, I'm going to go with Cleveland and Philly.
Cleveland and Philly?
Cleveland and Philly. I think they're gonna be the best two teams. I think Cleveland and Philly gonna be 1 and 2 in the East all year long. I think New York is gonna be right up on them in the third spot, and you can line up however way you want to up under that. You know what I'm saying? But we all know them the 3 best teams right now on paper, going on what's coming back due to injuries to Indiana as well as Boston. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of other teams that are rebuilding. Miami is on the brink, but they're not right there yet. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn is trash. Detroit is competitive, but they're no more than a playoff team. You know what I'm saying?
Now,
like, who else you gonna give me? You feel me?
I'm gonna give you a team that you ain't said, and it's gonna fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My Eastern Conference. If I'm with you on the Philly, so if Embiid, Maxey,
you know that's what all
Paul
that
George, and it just got bro in the draft. I can't think of his name. I think Dylan Harper.
Mm-hmm.
If he emerges, give them some depth. You know what I mean? I think they'll definitely be in there. I'm gonna throw a team out you ain't said yet. ATL, where you at, baby?
Oh, hell no.
Porzingis, bruh.
ATL,
where you at, baby? ATL, where you at, baby?
Hey, man. Porzingis.
ATL, where you at, baby?
Yeah,
ATL.
Ain't shit.
But also, we can't forget about Detroit. Because they were, they were decent. That's a playoff team.
I name them.
So outside of that, you don't really, really got much outside of that. I don't really think Charlotte, the merge, Toronto, nothing. Now Orlando, you still got it. I think they're going to be decent.
Yeah, they're another Detroit team. They're going to be decent
as
long as everybody stay healthy.
But we can't forget about as much as I hate you, motherfuckers. I can't throw away New York. New York is going to bring back everything.
Well,
I didn't. And just to say one more other thing, they did sign Mike Brown to the New York Knicks.
That was up.
I
think that Mike can get them over the hump. Not this year. But coaching wise, they got a coach that can get them over the hump.
Who he got over the hump? He couldn't even get damn Brun over the motherfucking hump. He couldn't get Steph no money over in Golden goddamn State too. No, where he was.
Who was the coach one that? Oh no, yeah, you're right.
Wasn't he over there?
Huh?
Hold on, what Mike? Hold on.
Mike Brown was the coach when they came back and beat Golden State.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was the coach. Cleveland, this is for you.
Him
and Kyrie.
Let me see.
And Kevin Love. I thought. You looking it up?
No sir, no championship. But he was there 2000. Oh, my bad. He's a 4-time assistant coach champion. He was a champion as an assistant coach 2003, 17, 18, and 22.
Okay, who was the head coach the year they won then?
Shit.
Look it up. When Cleveland won that year against Golden State, who was the head coach?
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Damn.
Look it up, G.
I'm trying to think because I know it wasn't. Was it David Blatt?
Nah, they went, but they lost. That's when they had Garnett. Not Garnett, but I'm sorry about that. Not Garnett, but KD.
Tyronn Lue.
Thank you, C. Murder. That's why we love you, boy.
Because I didn't get him, because I'm still losing Lue, because Lue been where he had for the longest.
I had forgot about Tyronn Lue.
You know what I'm saying? So he had been where he had for a long time. So
what's Tyronn Lue at now? The Clippers.
You know what I'm saying? Because he been up there for a minute. So that's why I said I got lost on that. So I'm gonna put mine as Atlanta, and
who you gonna move out the way? Because I can't see Atlanta being Philly.
Healthy. I said Atlanta and Philly.
You think Atlanta can be a healthy Cleveland even without well, he should be back.
Who?
Number 45. God damn.
Who Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell.
That make a fucking difference?
Well, no.
Shit, he was dead the last time.
Yeah, but
I just think everybody else didn't play. The other guys didn't play well. So
I still don't think. I don't have faith in Porzingis, man.
Yeah, I don't either. I just think they did make enough moves to get themselves in there.
He
But
helped y'all get to the ring, but he didn't help you win the ring.
I ain't gonna lie. He did that last series. He came back the last series.
Well, his presence on the floor is good.
My best three players in that series for me.
We talking about the unicorn. This man ain't played like that since New York.
Now, he balled now. That last series when we played in the finals, we played against Dallas. That's how we ran them 4-1. Porzingis ball, JB ball. That's how he get the Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and D. White.
But anyway, going back to what you asked me, on the west side, I got Houston and LA.
I got Houston and Dallas.
Okay.
You know, I'm just afraid of if you go into the season with what you got right now, I don't think you can go with it. It's gonna have to be something.
Oh yeah, it's always a no with Luka and Bron. It's always a no. But my thing is this: what you got to realize is Dallas might start the season off trying to play catch up because Kyrie might not come to. No,
Kyrie ain't gonna be gone for. He gonna be out for a minute.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And you gonna need his leadership on the floor. 1, 2. By the time he come back, Anthony Davis gonna be on his way out, if not already gone. So come on, bro. Like Luka is working out. It looks like he's in better shape right now. It look like he done lost about 20 pounds already. So at the end of the day, I take the work that he's putting in and showing this offseason alone with a healthy LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Over Dallas, because Dallas already hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, they best player, in my opinion, is already hurt and ain't gonna come back. You agreed to the second half of the season, probably after All-Star break or around that time.
So you don't give
and I have no favor in
Cooper Flag be given any type of, because the way Jason Kidd was saying,
Cooper Flag might be a unicorn.
He gonna start him the way he was saying he possibly start him at point guard.
All that, but at the end of the day, I don't think Cooper Flag has enough here to be able to help them try to sustain until everybody get back. That's all I'm saying.
I believe so, man, because I want you in them lights and you can stand up and, he didn't win a championship, but when you can get to the end and play how he did play, he was consistent. Didn't win a championship, of course, but
how far they win
they went to the Final Four. It was
they lost to the champs.
Yeah, it was Florida, Auburn, Duke, and what's the other red team?
They lost to Auburn, didn't they?
No, they lost to the other team. It was a red team, dude with the little funky fro. I can't think of his name.
I know. Shooting all them shots.
Yeah, they were hitting them from the deep. So, yeah, he was the one that kind of beat them. So, I still think he has enough to get there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, we'll see. Like I said, it's the wild. To me, I'm going to be honest with you, like I told you earlier, I believe it's the West against everybody else.
Houston. That was the team one.
Yeah, Houston and Dallas. I believe those.
No, I'm talking about they put Duke out.
Yeah, Houston. Yeah.
Let's move on to some more.
So, one other thing, we're going to flip on over to the WNBA. Angel Reese sets the WNBA record with the most 15-plus rebound games in a row. 5 in a row. Big deal or not?
Yes, I'm not gonna be a hater. Yes, it is a big deal because it's something that it's a record. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give her props where props are due. You know what I'm saying? She has found her nick as a double queen.
Yeah, me bounds. She call them rebounds, she bounds, however you want to call it. So she been balling, bro. I just think she gets the bad rap for the her Caitlin Clark beef. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's a like a bird, you know what I'm saying, magic type of thing. They gonna come in the lead. They gonna always be tied with each other because of the the thing with the national championship. And I still hate the fact that Angel Reese don't get the most of that because she actually won. We had like Caitlin Clark was the came out on top or prevailed in that actual matchup, and she actually didn't. So I just think that Angel Reese definitely should get her flowers in reference to what she's doing. Just like you said, she's been able to find her niche and how to, work throughout the offense. Her and what her name, Cardoso, they came from South Carolina, Twin Towers down there. So I think they've, figured out how to play within each other in the offense to, get the me bounce, she bounce, and get down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
So I will give them that, you know what I mean? So big ups to Angel Reese balling out on that piece. Also, WNBA news: LA Sparks retired 2-time MVP Candace Parker's jersey. Worthy? Do you think she's worthy? I do. Candace Parker's ball, man, all the way back from Tennessee. Yeah. So big up to Candace Parker with getting her just due her flowers, then retiring her jersey in LA. Also, during the break, the Indiana Fever beat the Lynx to win the Commissioner's Cup without Caitlin Clark. So I get, well, you know what I'm saying. You know, I already know how I feel about it. Angel Reese, peace, baby, throw it in your face, baby.
Because you like Angel Reese, don't mean you gotta shit on her though.
Yeah, I'm the league. Okay, so y'all telling me that the league, even her counterparts, say she's the ninth best guard in the league. I don't like. She's just a 3-point shooter. She's just like, you know, she got to show me some ring, bro. You know what I'm saying? Get far, do something. You know what I mean? They won without you, so I'm like,
you gotta stop.
I ain't with that. I don't hear that bullshit. Stop. You know what I'm saying? So she all right.
Like
whatever. You know what I'm saying? Jump over to some 50 ball. Wild news. We got a guy coming out of retirement. So we got tight end Darren Waller has been acquired by the Miami Dolphins. Tuna fish tour down there in Miami.
Still ain't gonna do nothing.
He had a 7th round pick from the New York Giants for also for a 2026 6th round selection. This just news. The tuna fish ain't really finna do nothing but be dry with no mayo. That's really about it. I'm not gonna say nothing else about tuna fish stick. He ain't shit. So, big deal. Nah. So, Jake Paul. Now you see that we have a lot of boxers who have contested his ranking in, I think, the WBA or WBC.
Yeah, I think it's the WBA.
BA, you know what I mean? So, what do you feel about that?
I mean, personally, I think everybody pump your brakes, chill out. You know what I'm saying? This is what we actually want. Because, see, by him getting ranked by them, that means he should be on the way of getting a pro card, if not already got one. He's got a actual ranking now. So, be that as it may,
I see what you're saying.
that means he's going to start fighting people on his level or maybe a little more seasoned. So then now we can see this boy get his ass whooped, something that we've all been itching to see. We've been anticipating, waiting patiently. So just give it a little bit more time, y'all, because at the end of the day, it's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Because now he can't fight people that are old, people that haven't never boxed a day in their life. They just call themselves a good fighter. You know, somebody that think they can throw their hands well.
Yeah, because
you know
that's his whole thing is that he wants to be able to fight.
Yeah, he wants to box. He wants to move up. So, like, let's not hate on it. Let's congratulate it, and applaud it, and say about time somebody is finna give him a shot. And this is when the real fun is gonna start. Because, like I said, yes, they're gonna start him off slow against, you know,
that's basically what you got just now. Yeah. Because he has a guy who, you know, had some, you know, real fights, fought against Floyd. You know what I mean? So he's actually fighting real boxers that fought real fights. But he's still fighting tail end. Like I call it tail end turner.
Of course he's not
people that fought 50 to 60 fights already who coming out the tail end, maybe was in a little trouble that you really don't want to watch that much. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, they're still more seasoned.
Yeah, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying? They're more seasoned than what he has been fighting. See, I think the biggest knock is people are kind of like, when it comes to this, because he's not fitting to fight people that we actually recognize.
Because they ain't going to never rank him high enough. Because they ain't going to take him serious enough.
But he has to move up the ladder. If he go to whooping these folk like he been doing all these other folk, getting a knockout here and there, TKO, you know what I'm saying, throw the towel in type shit, then he going to move up the ladder quick.
So,
but until then, y'all, like, if he go to getting his ass whooped right now, at the level that he is, it's more or less everybody will get a chance to say, I told you so. But if he wins, moves up the ladder, you know what I'm saying, it's not only going to make more money for him, but it's going to make everybody tune in to say, well, he is climbing up the ladder, so it's going to eventually get harder. So, you know, people going to tune in and be, once again, waiting on him to get his ass whooped. Like, you know,
So
I ain't tripping, man.
no, I ain't tripping, bro.
I really think it's a good thing.
Because boxing
both
needs
ways.
something. Boxing needs something. Because we all think we doing think about it, bro. We
The
all
only
think
thing boxing need
we
is,
need more.
No. The only thing boxing need is to leave these fucking boxers alone and just let them box.
What you
Stop
mean?
getting in the way of the fight. Stop having already made up in your mind who you think should win, and next thing you know they win. You know what I'm saying? Like, leave the shit alone. You understand what I'm saying? Like, leave it all the way alone, because that's the whole thing when it comes to boxing. Boxing has a lot of BS when it comes to money, and it has a lot of BS when it comes to the way fights are judged. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nowhere in the world some of these fighters win a lot of the fights that they're winning. You know what I'm saying? Like, clearly this guy whooped your prime example. We know Tank lost. Tank got his ass whooped in the last fight.
Yeah.
And I don't breathe
Yeah,
like that. I
I-
like Tank.
I'm going to say he lost. I'll say he lost. I'm not going to say he got his ass whooped. I'm going to say he lost.
Man, that boy was tagging that boy was counter punching everything.
Yeah, he
Tank
fought
through.
Yeah, he made Tank fight. He
Like,
made Tank to be the aggressor.
We all thought that fight was gonna be over with by at least between the third and the fifth round.
I thought, no, I ain't going to lie. Mine was
nobody
7.
know
Mine
that's-
was 7.
Well, either way it go, you didn't see it going to this.
Oh, no doubt.
That's all I'm saying.
You know,
Shit. I mean, for real now, I didn't see it going 7. Because my thing is this boy here ain't nobody. The same way people thinking about these folk that Jake Paul fight. This boy ain't fought nobody.
now Frank
But the
Roach,
thing about it is he knew him because he done sparred against him
Yeah.
a whole bunch, and he knew Tank and everything he liked to do.
so I think Frank Roach definitely was a formidable opponent with him. You know what I'm saying? Definitely stood his ground. You know,
Well, like I
that's
said-
why you got a Frank Roach Tank. You know what I'm saying? Rematch coming.
But see, that's why I say leave the shit alone. Because at the end of the day, I'm not saying that Tank belt should have been taken from him. Because I don't even think it was on the line. But at the end
Yeah,
of
it was
the
on the line.
day, it was. Well, at the end of the day, he should have lost that motherfucker. Because the boy whooped his ass on, when it come to punches landed, the boy whooped his ass. They wanted to fix it saying he landed more power punches. No, he landed more punches, and then he took that knee. Take the points away. If it's that close and you subtracting from one side, that mean the other side got the win. I wouldn't give a damn if it was a half a point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying, D. Like,
I'm agreeing
straight
with you.
down the middle.
I'm agreeing with you. I ain't taking nothing away from, you know, that he didn't give a great performance relevant to what we've been seeing from Tank Davis prior bouts.
Yeah.
You know, and I definitely think Frank Roach did surprise a lot of, you know, fight watchers, you know, in his performance and how well he performed against Tank. So we'll definitely see with this second matchup, having a rematch coming around. So
Because I'm kind of scared about this Canelo and Crawford. You know what
I'm not.
saying?
That's one fight I'm not really.
I'm scared about this shit, man. 'Cause
No,
I know Canelo.
no.
I know Canelo can take a lick, and I know he can damn sure give one. But my thing is, Crawford might be a little too fast for him and win in a boring ass fight when and he ends up winning most of the rounds because he done landed more punches. And they hype you up thinking that it's gonna be a good fight, and next thing you know, you tune in and it ends up being, man, I know I didn't goddamn, you know what I'm saying, tune in. I could have been doing some better shit than this. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that's how I felt when I watched the Deontay Wilder fight that we watched the other week.
Yeah.
You know, definitely, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, Wilder, I love you, but bro, that shit wasn't worth watching. You know what I mean? I could have watched the highlights of that bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So I still feel like, even going back to the J. Paul situation, let him get a couple more fights in. I wanna see who his real first true test will be. You know what I mean? Especially being he fighting the cruiserweight, you know what I'm
Definitely
saying?
gonna
That
be-
weight division
He'll
he
never
playing
be in
in.
no cruiserweight.
That what he fought? That what they fought, a cruiserweight?
He did. I thought he weighed more, too much.
200 pounds, it was 199.
Oh, okay, he just got it all in the stomach.
Yeah, he weighed one. It was like, I think he was 199. The other cat was like 198 or something like that. So they cruiserweight right at 200. So that's why I said, just get a couple more routes, not routes, but bouts under him and just kind of see what he does, and we'll see. But with the Canelo and Crawford, it depends on who dictates the fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if Crawford's cutting the ring off and Canelo's forced to be a counterpuncher, you're gonna have problems.
Right.
You know what I mean? But same way if Canelo does the same thing to him. So it all depends on how and what it plays out on that fight on that night. So we got both of those two fights coming up. So, you'll kind of see what's going on in that part. Right. So, whatever. So what you got going on in the wrestling tip, bro?
Man, my boy Jacob Fatu lost his Intercontinental Championship belt in the last pay-per-view.
Night of Champions.
Yeah. And let's see here. It's just a lot of little things. Jade Cargill, another one of my favorites. She won the Queen of the Ring, so she gets actual championship shots at SummerSlam. So, it's rumors that there's going to be a civil war between all the Rock's cousins, because it's a lot on wrestling now. So it's about to be like a little civil war thing going on between them. Another bunch of cats that I like, the Wide Six, Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy is actually Bray Wyatt. You remember the Fiend?
Mm-hmm.
The Fiend just passed during COVID. He died from COVID. But his brother is taking up the mantle with a couple of, I guess you can say, they're mutual friends between Bray and himself. So,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of little things going on right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest, I'm a wrestling fan, and me and you both can go back to Andre the Giant getting slammed by Hulk Hogan all the way up to here. You know what I'm saying? And, like, we argue all the time about the Attitude Era, WWE, Stone Cold and all them, Degeneration X, Suck It against WCW and the NWO and all.
Yeah, you had Sting and stuff like that.
So, like, going back, as great as what wrestling was then, I'm thinking right now wrestling is at its highest peak due to the fact of, like, all the athletes that they have. Like, you have so many athletes that are special. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a couple of entertainers that you can put on the level of an Undertaker when it comes to their entrances. You have a couple of them that you can compare to Ric Flair when it comes to being a dirty player in the game. You know what I'm saying? You have a lot of them that can talk.
They got to talk like Ric Flair, baby.
No. Like, these cats now have taken it to another level than Ric Flair. As great as Ric Flair was, Stone Cold and The Rock, I think, were the best. But you have a whole bunch of Stone Cold and Rock wrestlers when it comes to the way that they wrestle, with the high energy and the power, getting the crowd hype, but as well as their promos, like the way they talk, it just automatically electrifies the audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, they bring a lot more. You know what I'm saying? Like, once again, The Rock's cousin, Jey Uso, like, he comes to the ring like, what's their name? The Shield. You remember The Shield?
Yeah.
You know how they used to come through the So he comes through the stands, and he has this thing where he says yeet, and like, he gets the crowd like stupid crazy, and when he comes down the steps, like, at the top of the steps, he gonna grab a child. Halfway down the steps, he gonna grab a child. You know what I'm saying? And everybody just sitting up there yeeting and going through the song with him. So, like I said, man, we all know wrestling is scripted. I'm not gonna say it's fake, because I'm not gonna disrespect the sport, because those moves aren't fake. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no doubt.
The moves really do hurt like a motherfucker. So, like, I know that it's scripted, to a certain degree, But I really love it. You know what I'm saying? I understand that they really don't hit each other and all that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I just love it. It's like a male soap opera.
Yeah, that's what I've always called it, a male soap opera.
Yeah,
so I give it. Now I guess maybe with me, it's been so long since I've been in it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of I kind of pop in on it just to kind of see
it's funny that you brought
like.
it up because Monday Night Raw is going to be here next week.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, this Monday coming up, to be honest.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it's gonna be a little something different. You know what I mean? Because I hadn't really been into it in years, man. You know what I'm saying? WWF when I still had got to WWE, but I'm going back to WCW and all that other stuff right there. So I do believe that wrestling has definitely brought itself back from what it was, because it kind of had mellowed out for a little while because you had to transition from your old stars, going and finding out who your new stars were, for them to take going forward, because you had to transition from your Kurt Angles and what's the other dude used to be with him and the other little wrestlers that you had. So I think them finding their next guys was the biggest thing. So they're feeling like they finally found a good
And see, that's why I think
piece in between that.
That's why I think that it's at its highest, because back then you had maybe one or two that stood out amongst everybody.
Oh, you got a lot of stars now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you can name Stone Cold.
You're going to see a bunch of T-shirts, a bunch of posters. You ain't going to just say
Triple H, but it was like after the Undertaker, it was like a fall off.
There wasn't that many more people. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're going to see a bunch of T-shirts. You're going to see a bunch of posters, a bunch of people out there other than just the top four.
Man, like, it's so many wrestlers now. Like, wrestling comes on pretty much every day. Every day you got Monday and WWE has Monday, Tuesday, and Friday. You know what I'm saying? And I think like once every 2 months they even do a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then you still got AEW on Wednesday night and TNA on Thursday night. So, and I know that they aren't on the same level as WWE.
But they still got decent stars though, because a lot of stars are older stars.
No. They're having an overflow. See, the WWE has so much talent now when it comes to their roster. Like, everybody doesn't get a legitimate shot or actually playing time on the camera, because it's so many people. You have to really come with it,
right? And
you really have to have something.
You got to have a real niche.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, well, I'm big, I'm strong, I'm a decent wrestler, but I'm just not what it is. So I'm finna go over here to AEW.
Well, I can be a bigger star and get more playing time.
And same amount of money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like I can go over here and be a primetime player.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was known over here, and now I'm finna go over here because I'm not as popular as others over here. Just like you have some, like,
just like how you be in the NBA and you'll go overseas.
Yeah, like I was just saying about Jade Cargill.
Right.
She came from AEW, but she has a physique like an actual bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? And she's very strong and powerful. She left AEW, was one of the faces of AEW, went to the WWE, went to their little training facilities, worked out with them, and next thing you know, she's fixing to compete for a championship, all in like a year and a half's time. So you really have to have something going for you. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
You really do, because like, I mean, people really underestimate the fan base of wrestling. See, it's not just people in the United States, in small towns that like wrestling.
Oh no,
like,
wrestling global.
Like, it's global.
Because they didn't have wrestling matches all over the country. I mean, all over
the world.
So, yeah.
G. And the thing about it is, I'm jealous because when you watch Monday Night Raw, when you watch Friday Night SmackDown, or if you watch a pay-per-view and one of them overseas or all three of them overseas, oh my God. It's that much of a difference. It's like,
yeah, because they got more space.
It's like being at a concert overseas as well. But you know how they be hype, jump up and down in sync, chanting the same shit.
Because you're gonna get more people inside of them. Because the places that they fill up
Because
in
it
overseas
don't.
is gonna be more.
But at the same time, because it doesn't come over there as often.
Yeah, they gonna
See,
say
in
up.
the United States, like if
They'll make more money over there,
if
too.
a concert doesn't come that we want to see somebody big doesn't come to Birmingham, we can still go to Memphis, Nashville,
Yeah, I know what
New
you're saying.
Orleans, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But same thing with wrestling. Wrestling comes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the big show is gonna be in
Right,
other countries,
like-
other states.
yeah, so it's like, but when you go cross seas though, you know what I'm saying? Like you
Right.
say, they filling out bigger venues.
Oh, yeah.
The venues that they're doing for Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown,
Totally different.
it's more or less like pay-per-view shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like WrestleMania was in Las Vegas on the 50-yard line of where the Raiders play.
Mhm.
And it was full on the floor as well as all in the Raptors.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, if you settle long, far away, you still can watch it on the Jumbotron. You know what I'm saying? You're not missing.
Oh yeah, they
it.
always
You
have
ain't-
it in place. They go have the
Same
Jumbotron.
thing with overseas when it
Oh,
comes
yeah.
to just small regular events. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Because they don't go over there as much. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So it's a difference. I mean, wrestling is a show that's been on TV for a long period of time too. If you think about it, WWE has been on USA.
About 30 years.
No, bro, more than 30 years.
Not USA.
Yes.
About 30.
Oh,
Cause they started off on something else.
no, they didn't. They was Monday Night Raw has always been on USA. Monday Night Raw used to come on USA. And as soon as they go off, you had that what it was, boxing, USA boxing. But it's always been on USA, bro. Now, you might be thinking about WCW was on TNT, you know what I'm saying? But and it jumped from TBS, but like Monday Night Raw been on there for a while, bro. USA. Like I can go back to like Hulk Hogan, like Monday Night Raw. You know what I'm saying? Right before he left to go to WCW. Like it's been a minute now.
We'll research it. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But
I'm just glad that you brought it up.
Spike, the new TNN, and it was on Spike TV too. Yeah.
Monday Night Raw?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah.
But unfortunately now we have come to an end of another episode of Cutting Up. And like we always say, like, share, subscribe, and cut your notifications on so you will know whenever we are cutting up.
Peace.
Them boys, they cutting up.